Hello. Tonight we're going to read Carlos and Carmen, Too Many Valentines. Chapter 1. Snow and More Snow. Carlos and Carmen pressed their noses to the window. They cupped their hands around their faces. Mama, mira! Papa, mira! Carmen called. It's snowing, Carlos added. Mama and Papa joined the twins at the window. Is it supposed to snow all night long? Carlos asked. Yo no sé, Papa said. Will we have school mañana? Carmen asked. Yo no sé, Papa said again. If there's no escuela, can we still go by Valentines? Carlos asked. I don't know that either, Papa said. What I know, said Mama, is that it's bedtime for you two. Murah, said Spooky. It's bedtime for you too, added Mama, scratching Spooky's head. That night, while Carlos and Carmen slept, the snow kept falling. It snowed and snowed and it snowed. The next morning, snow swirled all around the Garcia's red house. Carlos and Carmen raced downstairs to the kitchen. Is there school today? They asked. Take a look outside, said Papa. The twins looked out at their backyard. Everything was white with snow, and more snow was falling. Carlos looked at Carmen. Carmen looked at Carlos. They both grinned. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? They said at the same time. And because they were twins, they were. No school, they shouted. No escuela! Chapter 2. Snow Problems. The twins put on their boots and coats. They put on their scarves and mittens and hats. Then they went outside. The wind was icy. The snow stung their faces. Worst of all the snow wouldn't stick when they tried to make snowballs. Disappointed, the twins went back inside. What do you want to do now? Carmen asked her brother. I don't know, Carlos replied. What do you want to do? Yo no sé, said Carmen. Carlos thought for a minute. Then he asked, Mama, can we get our Valentines today? Mama shook her head. It's too snowy to go to the store, she said. But Valentine's Day is tomorrow, said Carlos. We need Valentines. Carlos is right, Carmen said. Maybe mañana the roads will be clear, said Mama. The twins thought and thought about their no-go, too much snow problem. I wish we were magic, said Carlos. Then we could use our wands to make Valentines. What did you just say? Carmen asked. I said if we were magic we could make Valentines, Carlos answered. Carmen jumped up. That's it, she exclaimed. We'll make Valentines. We're not magic, but we are great at making stuff. Chapter 3. Glitter and Glue. Carlos got paper, scissors, and markers. Carmen got stickers, glitter, and glue. They ran to Carmen's room, and they both got busy. The twins made big Valentines and little Valentines. They made Valentines with glitter and Valentines with stickers. Soon there were Valentines everywhere. They were stacked on Carmen's bed. They were piled on top of her toy chest. Carlos held up one of his Valentines. A heart-shaped paper snake spiraled partway off the card. Carmen laughed. You should give that tarjeta to Tio Alex, she said. Spooky squiggled in the chair beside Carlos. Then she pounced. First she pounced at the paper snake. Then she pounced on the table. No, Spooky, the twins shouted. But Spooky didn't listen. She pounced and batted and swiped and skittered. Then she dashed out of the room, leaving behind a trail of glitter. Carlos looked at his snake Valentine. The snake was shorter, but it still went up and down. I think Tio Alex will still like it, Carlos said with a laugh. Yo también, agreed Carmen. Especially the tooth marks on the tail. Maybe Spooky wanted to make Valentines too, Carlos said, laughing. Chapter 4, Special Delivery. 75, 76, 77, Carlos and Cameron shouted. Wow, said Carlos, that's a lot of Valentines. What are you going to do with so many Valentines? Mama asked. We'll give them out at Escuela, said Carmen. But there are only 20 people in your class, said Papa, and that includes both of you. Well, we also have our teacher, Carlos reminded his parents, and Tio Alex and Abuelita, said Carmen. And don't forget Spooky, said Carlos. It still seems like too many Valentines, said Papa. This looks like enough for everyone in the barrio, added Mama. Carlos looked at Carmen. Carmen looked at Carlos. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? They asked at the same time. And because they were twins, they were. The twins set aside Valentines for everyone at school. Then they chose Valentines for everyone in their family. And they picked out ones for each other. The twins put the rest of the Valentines inside a big box. Then all of the Garcias put on their hats and boots and coats. The family crunched through the snow. They rang doorbells and they knocked on doors. Happy early Valentine's Day, Carlos said to each of the neighbors. Special delivery, Carmen added as she gave each neighbor a Valentine. When they got back home, Papa looked in the big box. He held it upside down and shook it. He said, I guess there weren't too many Valentines after all. Carlos smiled and said, We made just enough. Carmen finished, to make sure everybody has a happy Valentine's Day. The end. Hope y'all enjoyed. A special shout out to Charles and William. I love y'all. Good night.